What kind of autism do you have? I've I've got this kind of autism. Hello everybody! Welcome back to the continent of Hesnal. Today we are going to be doing a deep dive into the city-state of Ornam. The real-world language is Georgian, and the demonym is Ornami. Now Ornam is a couple hundred years younger than Hesnal, but it was one of the first city-states on the surface. Ornam specializes in its copper industry. As you can see, the village is made out of copper, mangrove wood, and granite. As I've shown off on TikTok. Follow my TikTok, by the way. It's going to be pasted onto the video, okay? Alright, and with that, we can finally get started on the deep dive. Here is the flag. Yeah, this flag design, I wanted to do something a little weird. As you can see, I've used raw copper as the blocks, and sorry for the bubbling, I'm currently drinking something. The visitor clearance. Right, as you can see, I used granite, mangrove wood, and copper for everything, as I've said before. Here's an inside of one of the village houses. Now, Ornam gets along with Kunlao, Sharkenstein, Osakinawa, a little wary of Drachnik, doesn't really get along with them. They get along with Thompson Beach really well. They get along with Rialta. They get along with a few city-states I have not revealed yet. They get along with Viata as well. They get along with some city-states that are appearing post-release of the map. There's that house. And as you can see, when I was building it, some of the blocks I used were not oxidized copper, so this will be fixed in the final map release. I will say that. That will be fixed. Right. As you can see, I used raw copper blocks for the path. They did have a mining district, but the mines have since been abandoned because of recently unsafe conditions. Like a couple decades back. And here is Ornam's library. Sorry, I'm just adjusting myself here. Okay, and in here there is a lore book, as you can see. That book is staying in the spot it was. We are currently in Ditmars district. We are currently in Steinway district, I believe. Or Steinway district, I actually don't. There's the town square. Copper mines in Ornam have so much copper that it was enough to actually build the town. Right, here is the cleric of Ornam, or church. And as per every nation in Hesnal, all the religions of this world, pray toward Mount Forlone. I should mention that. And here is the palace of the village leader, who is a great queen. And there she is, Queen Helga Nosroth. And fun fact, there are actually lore books inside her house. And her house is one of the very few places people can access. How to access her house, though, I have not implemented yet. It will be implemented in the final release of the book. As you can see, here we are. And Ornam's ships actually do not have interiors on them. Which I will get into later once we get by the port. Okay, I'm just taking a pause here for a moment because a little bit of a lore drop here. There was recently a proposal written to the Queen, which I'll get more into later. Additionally, Ornam is also one of the biggest contributors to Hesnal Coliseum, in order to have it built, as well as the Spleefaceum, which you all saw in Frank's first TikTok regarding this world. And speaking of which, if you were looking for any more of the world tour, I took over the reins starting from Osaki now. Now then, when it comes to the copper industry, Ornam ships out its copper to every nation in Hesnal. Unfortunately, that includes Pillowtown. And when I get to the Pillowtown deep dive in a couple of weeks, or a couple months, I don't know, there are going to be more deep dives coming after I release the map. But not every village is going to get a deep dive before this. Okay, now then, as we start to finish up this district, I am going further in. And into our blacksmith here. And here is the butcher shop, which is very close to the border. I don't know what that guy is doing on here, he's not a butcher. Oh, and Ornam does not follow the Iron Golem kill policy. They actually repair their golems. Okay, and this is the district line for Ornam. Here's a quick look at the lighthouse, which also has oxidized copper blocks. They're starting to oxidize. That will be repaired. That will be fixed in the release. And let's officially cross the bridge into the next district. Right, now we're entering Tillman District. District we are in now. Yeah, Tillman District is like more of the port district. Like a little less business, more civil. Yeah, there's the cartography shop, who supplies the maps to the boats of Ornam. And here is Port Zantosi. And here, Ornam's ships. Ornam's ships are actually not hollow on the inside. Unfortunately, I am sorry to disappoint, but see? Look, they're not hollow on the inside. I want to go with a unique shape, but that meant having to sacrifice that. Who knows, maybe one day I'll update it to be hollow, I don't know. But, for the time being, no hollow ships in Ornam. But they somehow maintain their buoyancy. Alright, and as you can see here, here's the ending gate, and the gate leading to Jinchong over in the distance. And, oh, also, Jinchong and Ornam, outside of shipping the copper, they don't have a relationship at all. Okay, one last run through here. And here is the crater, which all of you seem so invested in me putting another district in. So, fun fact. The original idea was for Ornam to have an underground market district, as well as its mining area. But I couldn't figure out how to work it into the build without sacrificing what I already had. But there recently was a proposal to the Queen, and whether that proposal has been approved, we're going to find out. But expect something in the future once the map releases. Alright, we are doing one final topographic view of Ornament Day. And Ornament, as you can see, is pretty small, so this deep dive is not too big. Now then, in a few moments, we're going to get a view of Ornament at night. So, stay tuned for that. And over there is the Coliseum of Distance, as well as a complex I have no idea. And Ornam at night in 3, 2, 1, 0. Just give it a moment. There we go. Here is Ornam at night. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. That was the Ornam deep dive. In the next few weeks, I will be uploading the deep dive for Mortma. So stay tuned for that. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on TikTok. Once again, flashing on the screen, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.